It was there was a community organization called The Point that got a grant to begin to get the city to think about this area of the South Bronx. Now, it's important to realize it's the peninsula that has the food distribution center. So it's not the South Bronx of the community garden I did, and it is not the South Bronx that most people think of with the painted geraniums in the boarded up buildings. This was always a fairly isolated as a result of the Bruckner Expressway. So anyway, it's about 1,000 acres east of the Bruckner on the Long Island Sound and the Bronx River. So it was this group, when the city decided they wanted to invest in the long-term economic viability of the food distribution center, because it is a huge economic engine. It's $4 billion economic engine for the city, that the community group sort of said, hey, don't forget about us. And there are about 13,000 people that live in among that distribution center. And so it was a way that they could bring themselves to the table. So the mayor undertook something called the Hunts Point Vision Plan, and in that vision plan was embedded a requirement to produce a plan for a greenway. And so that was issued by the Economic Development Corporation, because this was all about economic development for the South Bronx. And so that's how we started. So it was the seed money was from a community group. They were players at the table all throughout they were joined by Sustainable South Bronx, and they remained players at the table all throughout the master plan. I think the interesting thing was that, I don't quite know how the city agency didn't figure this out, but so we were supposed to put this ribbon of green around the peninsula, but they didn't control the land. And so when we started doing, it was like oil companies, sewage treatment plants, prison barges. I mean, yes, the food distribution center has about a mile of the 4-mile coastline. And so I said, guys, we're going to have to come up with another idea here. And so the idea was what I sort of call a network. So we had a little bit of on the water, and then we had these sort of dots we could connect. But it's an inland shoreline strategy. It's about 11 miles of greenway. It's about 7 acres of new open space, some of it on the water, some of it not. And a lot of it is just organizing truck traffic. Sounds kind of uninteresting, but without those trucks getting off those residential roads, those roads were screwed, and kids were getting killed, and air quality was hopeless. So, we put in medians literally to make it impossible for a truck to make a turn. Mm-hmm. I actually went so far as to go to MapQuest and tell them to stop making this street on their route, because all these truckers are coming in from Wyoming with navy beans, and it says on MapQuest that they can go down my street, and they can't. So I put in a big median, so they have to turn around. So dumb things like that.
And so the first phase opened last May, right? Is that last year?
It has been kind of rolling out. Uh-huh. So we have 3 streetscapes are done, and the streetscapes are really major projects. We reduced asphalt, stormwater management, tons of trees, play areas, sitting areas, good stuff. And then a waterfront little park, which is a demapped street. Mm-hmm. And coming to your neighborhood soon is 1.5 miles of the road that is the food distribution center that we've taken a lane of traffic out of and turned that into a greenway, protected greenway. And then my project of my life, the connector to Randall's Island, mm-hmm. underneath the Amtrak mm-hmm. viaduct. And because realistically, that's what's going to give this community access to active recreation. Yeah. We don't have 3 square feet to rub together up there in terms of a ball field. Yeah. So all in the end, and an amazing thing happened last year. A developer saw my greenway plan and was developing a big restaurant wholesale supply on the water. Owns 12 acres. And he said, I'd like to put the greenway through my property, because I think that would be a good thing to do. So that I can retire now. You know, if I can set that chain in motion, that's all I really want to do. Because I'm not going to live forever. But if a plan, if a vision, you know, sort of like the plan of Sixtus V for Rome.
Mm-hmm.
You put enough obelisks around, maybe they'll drive the roads through. If I can make enough like places for people to go, maybe I'll drive the greenway through.